morning, everyone. Greetings from a little town of Beled from Hungary. I have just survived the Hungarian Baja rally yesterday, and this is going to be the promised rally video. Just give me a second. Yes, I do know that this is basically just flavored toxic waste, but I'm gonna need this today because I'm all kind of still sore from all the rally riding, and it's raining like hell right now, and looking at the weather forecast, this is gonna be like this the whole day, so all I need to do is pack. And when I say all I need to do is pack, that's normally, you know, a bit of a task in and of itself, but now with all this horrible, wet, muddy gear involved, man, that is not fun. So usually when I'm looking for an Airbnb or a hotel, my only requirement is good Wi-Fi connection because I have to work, right? And secure motorcycle parking. Now I'm adding one more item to the list, and that is laundry, washing machine, something, because oh man, this is just oof. It is not pretty, put it this way. But anyway, this video is not about my laundry, it is about a Hungarian Baja rally, so let's do that. Alright, so I have to confess, when I got the invitation to race the Hungarian Baja, I kind of got the impression that it was going to be like a friendly get-together type of thing, because the rally was not timed, and that is because the organizers have told me that this is because of the whole corona situation. They had to cancel the Hungarian Baja and its original format this year because they were not able to, they were not allowed to hold like an official FIM race, and so instead they did this one-day event, and it wasn't timed. The whole process with like scrutineering and stuff was super simplified, and it was more like a friendly, non-timed rally event rather than a full-on race.
Exactly for the COVID, you know, cancelled a lot of race everywhere, and cancelled the Hungarian Championship. And this is the only one thing what can we do, because it's not an official race. We are not keeping no timing, no nothing. It's just for fun. But I see a lot of people are come here, so it's almost all of the cross country rally teams are here from Hungary, and sometimes come Lithuania, and sometimes come from Czech Republic and Slovakia. So I'm so happy about this. So happy.
Tell me about the routes. Is it going to be brutal and technical and horrible?
No, it's pretty fast. Okay. Usually, but some parts 1 or 1.5 kilometers long is a very bumpy. A lot of holes, and here is 1.5 kilometers, and the other part is more than 2 kilometers long. Bumpy, some corners, so it's not so difficult, but good for fun.
So I kind of thought that it was gonna be, I'm not gonna say easy because rallies never are, but easier, let's say, especially in terms of like terrain and stage length and stuff like that. And I was wrong. It was actually, you know, there were some pretty challenging sections, a few trickier sections, especially for me on the DR. And these stupid hide-and-out towers, I mean, they're not stupid tires, they're fantastic tires for on-road riding. They're technically 50-50 tires, but for the stuff that we did yesterday, they were just absolutely useless. However, I have survived. So, right from the beginning, when I got to the bivouac, what I loved the most was the people. This is usually the case with rallies. The people are just absolutely fantastic, and that was definitely the case at the Hungarian Baja. But here they were like, I don't know, just really, really friendly and relaxed, and just like one big family type of thing. I did not know anybody there except for Tamas, who I've never met him before, like in real life. He just messaged me on Facebook and invited me to this rally. How are you doing so far? How are you enjoying everything?
Wow, so much mud. It was really painful, but and all those bumps. but I'm enjoying practicing roadbook navigation and the technical stuff and the fast actions. They are changing and it's very cool.
I didn't like personally know anyone there, but I just felt like I was among a bunch of friends. How are you feeling so far?
No, it's good, very good. That was that very tricky stage. Sometimes I just ride like a mad, but I realize that okay, there are some really dumpy road and with mud, with your lovely mud, Hungarian mud, of course. But it was good fun.
Everyone was just really. There was no like showing off, nothing like that. No super serious faces. Everyone was just having a really good time. What happened?
My number plate.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yes, this is the cross country racing.
Riding the hell out of their bikes and just, that was it. So that was really cool. We had a bunch of quads, motorcycles, I think a few cars, a bunch of side-by-sides, and one monster truck, which is kind of cool. But man, when that truck's coming up behind you, you get out of the way. I'll tell you that. So that was fun. At the bivouac, we stuck the bikes into a paddock, the scrutineering took all of like 5 minutes. Like here's a little map for you, here's your road book, here's your time card, here's your number. So yeah, that was that. So that was, it just made things a lot easier. The stages, we were going to have 6 short stages, and each 22 kilometers long. So in total, I'm not very good with math, but we did 130 kilometers in total, all divided into shorter 22 kilometer sections. So there was no liaison basically. A kilometer between the bivouac and the start, but all the 120 or 130 kilometers were all off-road, all tracks. And we did the first 3 stages in one direction, and then the last 3 stages in another direction. So it's the same track. On the one hand, doing the same route was good because you could memorize a few sections and try to plan them better or ride them better during the second or third lap. But then on the other hand, because you memorized a few sections, you think, okay, I got this now, and you're trying to go faster or better or whatever. And you cannot memorize, every single one of the 22 kilometers. You kind of sort of remember, okay, there was this nasty big hole somewhere there. No, not really. Oh, there it is. And you're too late. So it kind of gives you a little bit of like this false confidence. And I paid for that. I paid for that confidence right there by, I think, lap 3 or is the second one? No, the third one, I think. I was feeling really good, riding along, trying to chase after the faster guys. It's all great, it's all good. And because I was feeling just a bit too good about myself, I went into a corner a little too fast, and at that point it was quite mangled, the SSVs had gone past it, the quads, the cars, it was already pretty destroyed. And in I go, and the bike goes that way, and I go that way, and it's under like flat on my face. So that was fun. Again, note to self, stop landing on my head. So yeah, the whole confidence thing, it's always like that. Either you have too little and then you're too cautious, you're too slow, or you have too much and the earth just goes like hi. At least that's the case for me. But that is why I try to practice as much as I can, whether it's the TED or riding some local trails with some local riders, or it's a rally event. It doesn't matter if it's timed, not timed, if it's roadbook, if it's GPS, any saddle time is a good time. So this was an absolutely fantastic event to do that. In terms of the terrain, we did have a few trickier sections, and when I say trickier, I mean trickier for me. I'm not a great rider. I've only been riding off-road for 3 years. So there's still a lot that I gotta learn. And again, I'm on a DR with crappy tires. So if somebody is a much better rider, for them maybe it would have been as challenging or as tricky, Some people just fly past all of that stuff. So when I say tricky or challenging or whatever, or difficult, I mean for me. I don't mean that it was like the world's toughest section. So for me, the mud is just, yeah, I struggle with mud. But even more so was the bumpy section. I just don't understand how to ride these bumpy things. If it was like a motocross track and you got all these waves, at least they're constant and consistent, so you can kind of plan ahead. And you go, whether you go faster or slower, but you can at least kind of know what to expect after each bump. This little section was just like, imagine this wavy motocross track crossed by a bunch of other wavy motocross tracks. Like it was all just holes and bumps in the ground, and some holes had mud in them, some didn't, and it was all over the place. So instead of trying to just rip it and fly over those things, I kind of just gingerly picked my way through, because I do not understand this stuff. And again, a lighter bike probably would have helped in this section. So mud and this nasty bumpy stuff, that was a bit of a challenge for me. But then we did have some really nice fast sections where you just go flat out and you can really have some fun. So that was pretty cool. We even had some spectators, I think. There were some people along the track, just kind of going like, go, 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 go. So that was kind of fun. I gotta say, the event was really, really well organized. Like, we had track marshals stopping traffic for us. There were a medical team on standby. The road book was really precise. The ICO was off by, I guess, a few meters tops a couple times, so that is nothing. The navigation was just on point. The course was also marked, however, because again, the organizers, they wanted to kind of cater to as many people as possible, so they had cars and trucks and everything. So while we were using roadbook navigation, you could still kind of find your way by these markers. So that made life easier, but I tried to ignore the markers and just rely on the roadbook because I do need to practice roadbook. And at the Hungarian Baja, it was really, really good. It was all pretty clear. The roadbook is really good, isn't it? It's all very clear and precise.
It's so precise, yeah.
This is good. If you're thinking of doing a smaller rally, because the original Hungarian Baja is, I believe it's 3 days. I think it's an excellent event for that. And again, practice is always good. Whatever you want to do, whether you're dreaming about the Dakar or you just want to survive Hellas or Hispania or something like that, events like this are just absolutely ideal for that. So for me, the organization seemed really like they really knew what they were doing, and the roadbook was pretty great. So in the end, we finished all of the 6 stages. We were covered, just caked with mud by the end of it, because like I said, once all the cars and quads and side-by-sides go through the track a few times, it is a mess. It is a mangled, destroyed mess. But we all made it back to the boardwalk safely, so that was super cool. I do feel like I have achieved things. It was really fun to finish all of the stages. If this event was timed, had it been timed, I'm sure all of these guys would have left me in the dust, no trouble, because they're all pretty experienced riders. Some of them do things like the Morocco Desert Challenge and stuff like that. So yeah, I probably wouldn't have, I wouldn't stand a chance against them, but it wasn't a timed event, and like I said, the whole atmosphere was just super friendly and super nice, and we were just there for a good time, for good saddle time. And I think mission accomplished 100%. And everybody was just super helpful. Like one of the riders, Tamas, is everybody named Tamas in Hungary? This is what I want to know. But anyway, Tamas, he was like, dude, you haven't deflated your tires, come on. Like, everybody was helping with these little things, because I was just, every time there's a rally, even though I've done several of them now, every time before the start, I am freaking out. I am losing my shit, and I'm like, whoa, like, because this is all still very new to me. And even though I'm starting to understand roadbook a bit better now, and I'm trying to build my skills, and I'm trying to ride as much as I can, every single time a rally, even a non-timed rally like Bosnia or the one in Portugal, or this COVID edition of the Hungarian Baja, every time it's like, whoa, like, you know, really, I get not anxious, but like excited, but also nervous, you know, that kind of thing. So it really helps when everybody else is just chilled and they're helping you out and like, you'll be fine, you know, it's just supportive and nice and lovely. And all of these Hungarian riders are like that, and it's just absolutely amazing. So you guys, thank you so much. You really made me feel welcome. And that was really awesome. So thank you all. And again, especially Tamas, the guy who invited me there and helped me with the road book and helped me find a place to stay in. Dude, I really appreciate all of this. This was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. And again, big thanks to the organizers of the Hungarian Baja. As I said, if I can make it, if I'm still in Europe next year, I'm definitely putting the Hungarian Baja on my calendar, because it is it's a brilliant event, and I wouldn't miss it. Rallies are just absolute blast. For me, it's also about getting into that state of flow. I don't know if you're familiar with the term, but it's when you're so focused on the riding and the navigation and the bike and the terrain that the world just kind of falls away, and you get into this flow, into this rhythm where you're making decisions on the bike that are not even conscious. Your body just knows what to do, and it's like the bike is, you know, you just think about something and it does it, and you just get into this one beautiful state of flow, and you're just going. And this is where the most improvement happens as well, because in a rally you make decisions in a split second, otherwise you don't have a chance, right? And sometimes you make decisions that are much riskier, and maybe you would ride things a bit differently if you would just ride in the TED, or, you know, doing your trail riding, adventure riding, whatever. But in a rally setting, because it's faster, because you have to finish a crazy distance, all of these elements come together and they really push you as a rider to do better, and you do. That is the beautiful thing. So for me, it's the pure adrenaline, I'm not gonna deny that, and just crazy fun, and meeting all these amazing people, challenging myself as well, and surviving, and getting even more comfortable on off-road, getting to know the bike even better. I mean, I don't know, it's not about competition. The only person I'm competing with in a rally setting is myself. If I can do better than I did yesterday, good. We are on to something. So I don't know, I've been talking for too long as always, so I gotta sign off. And again, big thanks to Tamas, to the organizers of the Hungarian Baja. Thanks to all of the Hungarian riders and quad riders, and just everybody at the bivouac for being so welcoming, so supportive, and so friendly. I really appreciate it. Hungary, we are back on good terms. This was absolutely fantastic, and I am super grateful that I got to experience it. Alright, I gotta go right through some rain, and I have to fix Lucy because the poor pony got abused a little bit. It's missing a side panel. It's kind of the handlebars are a bit bent, and yeah, the seat needs fixing, so it's gonna end up looking like a Frankenstein bike after Hungary. But it's definitely all worth it. Alright everyone, go get some saddle time, and I will keep you posted.